I'm having issues this morning, folks. Yeah, there were updates. And I'm going to play a song now. We're going to get everybody in here. And I got some news for you. Come on in.
I can hear the thunder rolling, and the rain begins to fall. I can feel my courage tremble.
Come on in.
After I have come so far. Today my heart is sinking, and my world is caving in. But there's light on the horizon, and the darkness will give in to one more day of hope, one more day of faith. Tomorrow will be brighter if I get through today. Better days are coming further down the road. So for now I'll just keep clinging to one more day of hope. One more day. One more day. And I know that I'll get through this. My dreams are in my grasp. When I find the power within me, I know this storm will pass. It will only make me stronger. When this victory I've won, I can last a little longer. If I keep holding on to one more day of hope, one more day of faith, tomorrow will be brighter if I get through today. Better days are coming further down the road. So for now I'll just keep clinging to one more day of hope. One more day. Better days are coming further down the road. So for now I'll just keep clinging to one more day of hope. One more day. One more day.
Come on in, folks. Turn that music off. I think it's off. Yep. Hey, it's Tuesday. We're in zone 3. We are, which is our main bathroom, and we're also dealing with our stash and dash places, and you know where those are. I just showed you a picture of baby Beckett in her little overalls. She looks so cute. And Justin's on his way back from his fishing trip, getting ready to get on a ferry with his two buddies, and they're headed home. So say prayers for them for a safe journey. Let's see, what other announcement do we have? Oh, yep, I got one right here. Let me see if I can get it up. So our ultimate pack, the Fly Lady pack that has all our stuff in it, all of it, that has all our tools in it, we just put it at half price. Half price. So it's $108.77. So it is quite the deal. It's better than a 30% discount. It's half off. It's a 50% discount. So we just set that up. Justin was getting on the ferry. It's amazing what you can do with an iPhone. Now, folks, there was an iPhone update today for iPhone, iWatch, your iPad, and your MacBook. And it was a security update. So if you have not done that, as soon as this show's over, I'm going to update this computer and this and my iPad. But let's get our updates done. But right now, it's important for us to go to the Lord in prayer. And I've been forgetting to put on my prayer shawl. So let me get it on. I've got this down to a science, y'all. I even have a little button to hold it in place. So, okay, folks, let's go to the Lord in prayer. Dear Father in heaven, we praise you, Lord, for everything that you have given us. Things that we don't even know are blessings, are really, truly blessings. I was listening to the Patriot Nurse this morning, and there have been times in her life that she had to make an about turn and do something different. And at the time, it doesn't seem like a blessing, but it is a total blessing in our lives when we are confronted with a dilemma and we stand up to evil. When we can stand up to the people who don't want us to succeed, or the beings that don't want us to succeed. So thank you for all our trials and tribulations, because they make us better people when we follow your word. Thank you so much, Lord. Thank you for the food that we have in our refrigerators, the stuff that needs to be cooked. Thank you for that. Thank you for the miracle of taking inventory of what we have and cooking what we have. I've seen this happen. People be surprised at how much food they actually have in their home when it comes right down to it. So thank you, Lord, for all of these blessings. Keep us safe. Keep us protected from evil. Thank you for the hope that you give us every day and the faith that comes with that hope. It's faith of a mustard seed, Lord, and it's just so simple if we will just allow you to protect us. All these things we ask in Jesus' holy name. Thank you for sending your Son to die for our sins. All these things in his name. Amen. Okay, folks. We got stuff to talk about. My granny always said, if you do what's right, God will take care of you. Benjamin's granny, not on my side of the family, but on his father's side of the family, always said, if you do the next right thing. Do the next right thing. And I watched a movie the other night, and Robert picked this movie out. And in this movie, this man got a job. And he worked hard at this job, and he rose up through the ranks, and his bosses called him into the office. Called him into the office. And they had a proposal for him, which was unethical. And the guy was so proud to have a job, so happy to have a job. And the boss calls him into this office, and he's got another man there with him, and they propose that, there's going to be a shipment come in, and it's going to have 17 things on him, but when they receive the shipment, they want the man to falsify the documents and say there was only 16 instead of 17. And they gave him to the next morning to tell them how he was going to handle it. Because if he answered the question the correct way, he would be promoted. And if he didn't answer it the correct way, he wouldn't be promoted. So he went home and he talked to his wife, and his wife said, well, just tell them what they want to hear. And he said, I can't do that. I can't do that. I'll find another job if they're going to fire me. I'll find another job. And, he went in and he told his bosses. Now, this is a movie, y'all, but we're faced with these dilemmas all the time. And you have to stand up for what's right. You have to do what's right. And he went in and he told his bosses, I can't do that. I'm sorry that I can't. It just goes against everything that I am. And the two guys looked at each other and they said to him, you got the job. We've been going down the list, and you're the 7th or 8th person that we've come to. And you gave the right answer. I can't do that. So everybody, do the next right thing. If you do what's right, God's going to take care of you. The movie was produced by a Baptist church down in Georgia, and I don't even know the name of it, but it was all about being good fathers. It was a beautiful movie. I'll have to get Robert to tell me the name of it, because the Lord knows I've slept since then. But it was just a beautiful movie, and I'm going to see if I can find some more movies like that, because they took a pledge to be good fathers, to stand up for what's right, and to train their children in the way they should go. Courageous. That's right. It's called Courageous. So we have courage to stand up for what's right. Even, I was listening to the Patriot Nurse this morning, and she is an amazing woman. She talked about being asked to do something totally unethical. She didn't say what it was, but it was her dream job. It was her dream job. And all of a sudden, she knew she had to leave the job. But every time God shuts a door for us, He opens up something else. He really does. It happened to me. It happened to me when Fly Lady started. We had about 12,000 members. We're at close to 1 million members now. And most of them are on Facebook, and Facebook doesn't let us get to them. But they're there, and maybe one day things will change. And when my mother passed away, she was my age. She was 65. And she was in a nursing home. She'd had a bad stroke, and she was in a bad way. And we just figured she'd outlive us all, because she was in the nursing home being taken care of. And we get the call on Christmas Eve. morning at 5 a.m. that Mother has passed. So we get dressed right quick, and Fly Lady been going on for about a year. And as we're driving over there, Robert says to me, honey, you've done everything you could do for your mom. And when God shuts that door, something else is going to come into your life. Now, Fly Lady had started, but it was small, and I had no clue where it was going. None at all. And I had an appointment. I had made an appointment earlier that month with people to build us a website. And they wanted $1 a person for how many people were on our were on our group. It's what it worked out to, about $1 a person. They had no clue we would grow like we did. So the first year, well, we'd only been around about a month or so. I don't know. I lose count. Mother died in 2000. We started in 1999. So we'd been around about a year. And I never dreamed. I never had a clue that God was guiding me this way. Even to the point of having the nickname Fly Lady, I didn't know what that was all about. I don't have the brain power to come up with acronyms like finally loving yourself. I hear a terrible noise outside. Anyway, I think it's the dog growling at something. So we have to stand up for what's right, whether it's in our job, in our communities, at a school board meeting, you name it. You have to stand up for what is right. Now, when we read in the Bible, in the book of Job, Job was tested every which way. He was tested on every front. And he always stood up for what was right. And God rewarded him. God rewarded him big time. He always stood up for what's right. So, folks, stand your ground. Do what you need to do. Be prepared so you can't be put in situations where you have to compromise or where you have to bow to the evil one. Be prepared. Have food on hand where you could feed your family. This is the one thing that my friends in Utah do that I think is phenomenal. They try to have a 2-year supply of food. And when I was a young mother, I came across the Beverly Nye books on storing for having food storage. And we were gardening, and I was learning how to I learned how to can on a canner that was 100 years old, y'all. I taught myself how to can. And I put up enough tomatoes and tomato juice and tomato sauce and tomato ketchup. I put enough tomatoes up to last for 2 years. I put up pints of purple hull peas. We loved purple hull peas. I put up squash. I had a freezer full of food. And we were prepared. We didn't think about bad things happening like Y2K or anything like that. I didn't know about that sort of thing. But I just knew if we were a one-person household, Justin's dad was the only one working, and we didn't make a whole lot of money, This was a way that I really didn't have to go to the grocery store except for milk, and I had powdered milk if we ran out. But I've been learning a lot from watching Homestead Heart. She canned milk the other day. She canned 2 gallons of milk in quart jars. Maybe she did pints. She might have done pints. But she made evaporated milk in her canner. She canned it for 90 minutes. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. She's canned butter that has a shelf life of 5 years. So, being prepared with the abundance from your garden and being able to share with others and do the right thing. Be a good deed doer, but always keep your family protected. Always keep your stores and don't eat your seed corn, as Robert would say. If you're going to grow a garden, collect the seeds. I watched Whippoorwill Hollow last night, and Miss Lori, while she was filming, stepped on her hoe and popped herself in the head. Bam! Knocked herself out. She saw stars. She knew she was getting ready to pass out. So she walked to the door of the greenhouse. She called it the upper tunnel, where she was planting her winter greens, y'all. She was planting her spinach and her kale and her turnip greens. Homestead Heart, Heart. And Marie is an amazing woman. Yesterday, she found a big old snake. I don't know what kind of snake that was. It was in her compost pile. I don't think she killed it, but she didn't like it. I don't like snakes either, but I know they have a purpose, and I don't want the alternate thing that comes when you don't have enough snakes around. It's called mice in the house. And you need a good cat too. So folks, learning from these folks, bringing out the old ways is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. But being prepared, Miss Lori rarely goes to the grocery store. She lives in the hills of Arkansas. So I've been trying to figure out how Rumble works. It doesn't work. I talked to 4 ladies this morning, and none of us know how it works. So I think we're going to delete that channel and figure out if you've got any ideas on what we can do where we can continue to chat with each other. I could set up a YouTube channel that just runs 24/7. I know people who do that. There's some earthquake and different things, and you can chat that way. But I don't know. I don't know. No, Penrod did not ever come home. Roberts walked miles and miles and miles looking for him. Penrod became dinner for some coyotes, babies probably. So it's life in the jungle, folks. I listened to a guy in Florida, and he has 2 channels. The Florida Maquis, MAQU, I don't know. Anyway, I can't spell. But Sunday, he had a video from 3 houses down from him of a bobcat. And this bobcat was huge. Absolutely huge. And if you have an outdoor critter like Tulip is and Penrod was, and stuff is going to happen. We had a dog one time, Lucy and Gypsy. They would go after the bears. They didn't want the bears around the property. And Lucy got a cut on her that was this long one time and had to have tubes in it, all from being slashed by a bear. She got a bear claw in her lip one time. So, and Tulip's always chasing something, always chasing something. She doesn't like she has a yodel for the deer. She has a yodel when it's a deer. Yeah, it's life in the jungle. And we'll probably get another cat soon. Right now, Samantha is enjoying being the only cat. She's never been just the only cat. And she's warmed up to me like she's never done. She's always hated me. And now she likes me. And she purrs when I pet her. So we're going to give her the best life possible for the next year or whatever. She's 11 years old. But Tulip's happy outside. Yep, we've got bears in our neighborhood. We've got bobcats. I have seen a panther, not here, but up at Balsam Grove. I saw one night. It was really late. The wildlife people said I was seeing things, and I know better because I cried all the way home. It was a deer in the headlights, except it was the headlights were in a panther's eyes, right in front of me. A panther. Its tail was as long as its body, and it stood right in front of my land boat, which was a Grand Marquis Ford. It's huge. I had that car when I married Robert. He called it a land boat. And I lived out of that car. Yeah, I pretty much lived out of that car. But you got to be prepared, because when you're prepared, when you have food in your house, you don't have to compromise the Lord when you're prepared. And remember in the Bible, Joseph was sold into slavery, and he went to Potiphar's house, and Potiphar's wife lied on him, and he got thrown in jail. And then he started interpreting dreams, and he interpreted the dreams of having 7 years of plenty, 7 years of plenty. And then there were 7 years of famine. And he was put in charge of storing up the grain so they could be prepared for the famine that was coming. And the famine came. The famine came. But Egypt had grain, and people from all around came to Egypt to buy grain because they hadn't stored up. So I'm not going to badmouth coyotes, because the mommy and the daddy coyote take care of the cubs, the pups. Not going to badmouth coyotes. They just want to live too, just like you want to live. So be prepared. The Bible teaches us to be prepared, to work, to store up. Well, somebody's coming down my driveway. Y'all be good, kind, and sweet. Good to yourself. Kind to others. And let the joy, the sweetness that's in your heart for the Lord show the world that you're a child of God. Stand up for Jesus. Didn't we sing a song? Stand up for Jesus. Ye soldiers of the cross, I think. Lift high your royal banner. And that comes from the sweetness in your heart. We must not suffer loss. I'm going to go find that song. Anyway, from victory on to victory. Oh my, that brings back such memories. Anyway, I love you all. I will see you at 3 o'clock. Start planning your menus. Get your calendars. Use coupon code FUN2021 and you still get a 25% discount. Anyway, I love you. I want you to stand up for Jesus. I want you to stand up for what's right and allow the good Lord. I don't know what that was. I better go check it out. The door slammed or something. Maybe it's Robert. Anyway, I love you all. I will see you at 3.